I wanted to do a film about men that are kind of out of sync with the world. They're kind of like the Wild Bunch, the way that was Sam Peckinpah, but they have a certain code that they live by, which is sort of unusual, because as we know, codes are basically been reduced to zip codes lately. The real kind of codes are gone. So we have very unusual one-off guys. It's dealing with a drug situation, even though we don't get into abuse and watching people use drugs. You understand that the CIA, for time immemorial, have always used drugs to buy weapons to fund coups. Since the government can't go out and do it, that's their way of doing it. Well, this particular pipeline for the Caribbean drugs was accessed and owned by the CIA. Then one of the operatives said, you know, why not keep it all for myself? And he went rogue, partnered up with the Noriega general, corrupt person, and decided to take it over. Then they hire us to eliminate both of them. But I don't realize it's about drugs. I just thought it's about, taking out this sadist, and it was a deal. A group of guys going into a situation, let's go like the Alamo, where you know you're not going to make it out, but you're there for an ideal, for a cause, where mercenaries normally don't care about causes. Now it's about, where does money start and humanity begin? A bunch of older, complicated guys with issues, and they're best friends. So when they're not arguing among themselves, they're out there in the field doing things. Actually, they're more comfortable in battle than they are on the bus ride home. At one time, I had a code that we only go after people that deserve it. I have become embittered. All I care about are mechanics, my car, my plane. People don't interest me anymore. And therein lies the story, that we actually were errant knights. We provided a kind of relief for the weak. We killed killers. We went after the bad guys. And then I started to become sort of a bad guy. Bad in the sense that it's all about the money. I brought in some new faces, new blood, and what's come about is just this really interesting gathering of very unique, Mickey Rourke, people that are extremely their own person. Wouldn't it be great to get Mickey Rourke in here? And wouldn't it be great to get a big, tough guy? And I thought, well, I was thinking about Forrest Whitaker. I said, no, it's not. I'm talking about a big, tough guy. Then Terry Crews comes around. And then I thought, the world's changing. It isn't just about Hollywood anymore, even though we wish it was. It's not. Celebrity is worldwide. You can be an incredibly renowned celebrity. Matter of fact, probably the biggest celebrities in the world are not actors anymore. So I thought, wow, this is interesting. So I'll go into the UFC and get the equivalent to their fighting god, and that's Randy Couture. Then I thought, Terry Crews is fantastic, an athlete, big, huge, but funny, very unusual. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's not funny when he's breaking every bone in your body, but when you yell cut, it is funny. Anyway, they all have a certain kind of levity to themselves, and they all can fight like hell. And then, of course, there's Dolph, who I just think is just a fantastically cooperative, excellent guy. I saw privately another side to him that had not been tapped on film. I don't know if it could be tapped, whether it was a choice he made, but the more we talked about it, I said, I think, you have a sense of optimism. And then we talked about his life, and we realized, he's had ups and downs and hurts. I got to bring that. Because you now have to have the same issues as the audience. And when you have the same issues as the audience, they're going to be with you. MMA is a phenomenon that's happening that is sweeping the world. And Randy Couture is the godfather. He's a legend in it. And I said, it'd be kind of sort of imperious to think that actors, we just use actors, when I'm actually looking for a mercenary, looking for a real man, looking for a guy that can fight. Why not actually take the real deal and do that? And he provides a face and a look
that is a roadmap to confrontation, battle, discipline, pain. He provides a character that is off the chart in a way of being unique. He's a former mercenary who become a tattoo artist who seems as though he has everything under control, but the truth is, his life is a segue into disappointment, and in an incredible scene that he does, that is literally shot through the mirror. There's no eye contact. He reveals a lot of his soul, that it's a forewarning that you're going to become like me if you do what I did. So I'm suffering the pangs of hell. Listen to me. Whatever it takes, you must go out and sacrifice your life for an ideal rather than money.
Arnold and Bruce, you know, this is real friendship. This is far beyond. It was one of those ridiculous pipe dreams. You're laying in bed, you sit up and go, Arnold, that's right, he'll walk, what, Sly, wake up. He's the governor, all right? He's in a different world. Bruce, well, these are multi-million-dollar actors and they're in their own thing and we've never done it together. And I said, well, why not? Let me just try. And truthfully, I tried to use other actors in the beginning, just regular, good, solid actors. But I said, wow, we may never, like I said, it could be the last film ever. And if I use that philosophy, why not try? And Arnold goes, sure. And I'll make sure it's not in conflict with my duties. So he did it like at 4 o'clock on a Saturday morning in a church and nobody knew it was there. Everyone brought their own clothes. Yep, I'm kidding. It was like stealth. And then Bruce came in, he's on his way to Turkey, did his lines, fantastic. And by 7, literally, we didn't exist. Boom. When I stood with these guys, I totally got it, why they're stars. You know what I mean? You get it. You can feel the wattage. That's no bull. It's true. There's a definite heat that comes off of special people. And I'm looking at Bruce and I'm going, God damn, you know what? I got to do a few more with these dudes. I really do.
We went to actually the epicenter of MMA fighting, mixed martial arts, which is Brazil. And we cast, and I think we might have even filmed it, 30 men that face battle every day, and the faces were extraordinary. And the feral look, you knew you were in trouble. You knew our guys were in big, big trouble. And we tried to cast some of those guys back in America. It wasn't the same. It was a certain lifestyle. It's rough, really rough. So Brazil provided us a look that we wouldn't have found anywhere else.
Something about cowboys and Indians. There's something about what Mel Gibson did in Braveheart. It's just mano, mano. And that hasn't been done, believe it or not. It's always man and some torpedo that hits them, or a laser-driven bomb. There's no carrier jets. There is no aircraft carrier. I like Harrier jets, like I said before, no F-16s, no bombs, no this, no that. So what we're going to do for action is you walk over, you punch those two guys in the face, you throw a hatchet at him, and I'll get the beat out of me by Steve. Go. And literally you would work. I said, let's make it that kind of confrontational thing. And I know I'm being facetious about it, but people say it's a throwback, but that's all we knew.
We realized that death and mayhem are a part of life, and then so is celebration. And it's a cycle, and we cover all those bases. So it isn't just a bunch of guys laughing their way through it. That's right, another battle, see you tomorrow. It takes a toll, like everything, in their life, and their children, and their optimism. So I think I'm not exactly sure what you take out of it, because I'm very hung up on the theme of redemption. There is certainly that, but there's also a sense that you must have friends. Loneliness is deadlier than any bullet ever fired.
So we get back to simplicity, and then in the end, it builds to this symphony of violence that is really epic. It's the kind of movie I would love, and it's what I believe in. These characters are not superhuman. They have abilities, but everything they can do is possible, so they're real. Second of all, they are very susceptible to just being lonely. That's all they got is each other. And there's a brotherhood. So expect that. Brotherhood, reality, and in the end, there's a moral message that the greatest sacrifice, the greatest display of love is sacrificing your life for even a stranger, for an ideal. And that comes at a great cost.